good news. I'm not only going to help you pass your exam, I'm going to make it enjoyable, entertaining, and dare I say it, fun. Hi, my name's Dr. Howard Rosenthal, and it's possible you've already heard my name because I created the best-selling book and audio program in history designed to help counselors pass their comprehensive exams. So, when one of my human services students asked me to create materials to help tackle the HS-BCPE, or Human Services Board Certified Practitioner's exam, well, quite frankly, I just couldn't resist the challenge and the thousands of human service workers I knew I could help. You see, I think the HSBCP, or Human Services Board Certified Practitioner's credential, is the perfect vehicle for you to take your career to the next level and to show the world you are a serious top practitioner. Finally, human service workers have a national certificate to call their own, and that's great news. Truly, your ship has come in. In fact, some organizations are already giving scholarships to HSBCP holders. Sweet. Most certificates, and certainly licenses in the helping field, require a bachelor's degree or even a master's, doctorate, or more, but not the HSBCP. So that's the good news. The bad news is that most practitioners with an associate's degree, technical certificate, or for that matter, a bachelor's degree, translation, those who qualify to take the HSBCPE, have little or no experience with comprehensive exams. Because these human service professionals have less education, the exam seems more difficult, and it's often harder to guess when an answer doesn't jump right off the page at you. Thus, if you fall into the aforementioned category, it is possible that the HSBCPE will be far more difficult for you than if you had a master's or a doctorate and were sitting for a tough state licensing or advanced certification exam. But here's the good news. You have come to the right place. Why? Well, the answer is easy. I have created tools for you so you can pass the exam and put the letters HSBCP after your name on your business card, stationery, or nameplate on your desk or door. First, there is my amazing 188-page Encyclopedia of Human Services. The format of this book is virtually identical to the one in my book I mentioned previously that helps counselors pass their exams. This book uses 400 tutorial questions with easy to understand A, B, C, D answer stems to teach the material. Look, I've been running a human services degree and addiction certificate college program full-time since the 1990s, and I taught in the program prior to that time. So yes, I know a little bit about human services. If you're skeptical, stop right this minute and look me up on Wikipedia. Now that we have that out of the way, my Encyclopedia of Human Services book covers every area of the exam using 100 tutorial questions and answers per area. The book and exam areas are 1. Assessment, treatment, and outcome evaluation. 2. theoretical orientation and intervention. 3. Case management, professional practice, and ethics. And finally, 4. Administration, program development / evaluation, and supervision. I start at the very beginning and I move like a turtle with ankle weights strapped to its feet. So even if you've been out of school for many, many years, or you just didn't understand the material in college, trust me, my book is for you. I'll also share my memory devices to assist you when you need to recall key information. After I treat you to 400 questions, I have 23 pages of exam boosters. Here I virtually summarize a boatload of information from textbooks, theorists, and journal articles in human services. But wait, I'm still not finished yet. To polish things off, I took the liberty of contacting some of the world's top textbook authors and asked them if they would be kind enough to contribute a question with answers that they felt were similar and they assumed would be very close to what you would experience on the real HS-BCPE. You see, although the A, B, C, and D format I use with short questions, say 1 to 3 sentences, is the best way, by far the best way to learn the concepts you will need to know, on the actual HS-BCPE, you will have to read 10 vignettes. What is a vignette? Glad you asked. Well, a vignette is basically a description of a client or a client's family situation. After you read the vignette on the real test, which will often be a few paragraphs, you will be given 10 questions to answer. Hence, if you do the math, 10 vignettes with 10 questions each, it comes to 100 questions you will need to answer. Now, keep in mind, the real exam also includes 10 questions that are merely there for field testing. Sometimes they call it pilot testing to see if they are suitable for future exams. These 10 questions will not be graded, but since you do not know which questions they are, it behooves you to do the best you possibly can on every single question. By the way, there is no penalty for guessing. So if a sane person doesn't know the answer on the real exam, guess. There's never more than one answer, and you should never leave a question's answer blank. Okay, so back to our world-renowned experts. I had each one create some vignettes with questions and answers to prepare you even better. Again, these are the top names in human services and the social service arena, such as Dr. Ed Newkrug, Dr. Tricia McClam, Dr. Marianne Whiteside, Dr. Julie Birkenmeyer, and Dr. Marla Bergweger. We are talking about some of the seminal textbook authors in the U.S. Also, since I was the guy who helped popularize memory devices to assist helpers who need to take comprehensive exams, my Encyclopedia of Human Services is chock full of them. Say you wanted to remember that in the old Pavlov's dog experiment, the CS comes before the US. Now, never mind at this point in time what CS and US stand for. Just repeat out loud after me. C comes before U in the alphabet. Say it again. C comes before U in the alphabet. Hence, in the Pavlovian experiment, the CS comes before the US. Now, Say you wish to recall in that experiment that the meat is the US, or unconditioned stimulus. Repeat after me once more. In the US, we eat a lot of meat. Say that again. In the US, we eat a lot of meat. I doubt you will ever forget it again. Can you see how memory devices make studying a lot easier? Next, I want you to team my Encyclopedia of Human Services up with my dynamic 360-page Human Services Dictionary. A day rarely, if ever, passes without somebody contacting me about purchasing a copy of this gem. First, the book reveals a definition of human services by none other than Dr. Harold L. McFeeters, the father of human services education. Next, in his own words, Dr. McFeeters shares his recollection of the history of the human services movement. But the big thing that makes my dictionary uniquely different and better than the rest is that all the definitions are intentionally worded to help you tackle typical or prototype questions that often show up on exams. If a term or a concept is not clear, you can use the dictionary to clarify something. Most of all, readers love the fact that I keep my definitions very simple and easy to understand. As licensing and certification preparation materials go, my Encyclopedia of Human Services and my Human Services Dictionary are beyond a bargain. Some exam programs are trending for over $1,000 for disciplines such as psychology. Yep, you heard me right. But if you go to booksellers like Amazon and Barnes & Noble, you will see that you can purchase both of my books for under $75. Certainly for under $100. Is that a deal? Let me ask you, do birds fly? Finally, corresponding with thousands of counselors who were preparing for their exams, it became clear that test terror was a huge issue. I therefore created a test anxiety prevention CD that is now a superstar in the counseling exam prep arena. Can it work for human services as well? You bet it can, of course. The audio CD contains a bevy of fresh ideas to stop test anxiety dead in its tracks. But wait, it gets even better. The Rosenthal Test Anxiety Prevention CD has a complete guided imagery to teach you to relax and perform at the top of your game, exactly like you would experience if you came to see me in my office. So, just to make sure we are on the same frequency, before you begin your exam preparation process, let me share a few very important things. First, if you are looking for a program that covers every single little thing so you won't need to review your notes, your textbooks, and newsletters, my materials are not for you. In fact, although I've seen programs claiming that they do just that for other social science and mental health exams, I've never seen one that backs up the promise. If you are using my program and don't understand something, you might need to dust off your old notes, visit a few scholarly websites, or truck over to the local library. An email or a visit to a former professor might be a fine idea as well. Also, if you are looking for a program that guarantees you will pass the HS-BCPE, sorry, but you've got the wrong guy. Again, I'm not your man. I am not here to give you false hope. I've been in this licensing and certification exam business since before some of you were born, and I'm sorry, I just can't make that offer here. Look, I'm trying to be straight with you from the get-go so you'll know I'll always be brutally honest and tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, I firmly believe my books and CD will teach you a wealth of information and give you the absolute best possible chance of passing. Again, I make education fun, entertaining, and enjoyable, and at times you may even find yourself laughing out loud while reading my book. I don't know of anybody else in the field that uses my user-friendly, upbeat format. I generally recommend that you refer my materials or review my materials for at least 6 months before the actual exam. Another great hint is to keep your study sessions short, say 20 minutes or less. Again, short study sessions, not long ones, clearly produce the finest results. Okay, close your eyes right this very minute, unless you're driving or operating a vehicle, okay? And imagine the letters HSBCP after your name. You have passed the HSBCPE. It feels pretty darn good, doesn't it? Have a fabulous day. And remember, I want you as my next testimonial. So scope out my materials at your local online bookseller or check out my website at www.howardrosenthal.com. Again, that's howardrosenthal.com. I have a link on my website where you can actually contact me personally. And when you reach out to contact me, you will get a response from me personally, not an autoresponder and not an office worker. I answer all my own email. Here's to your success in human services, Dr. Howard Rosenthal.